Well, with the first key down, it's time to go get the second one in the Outerworld. I think you can kind of start to understand the theme that you're going to have with the worlds in here. And I do believe that only the first world, which is just World 1, and the last world that kind of breaks that in any way. Well, anyway, last time I got a shield, which protects my first life from being lost when I die from Jesus, which, you know, nice and everything, but that does break your flawless combo, so it's still inadvisable to lose it even if you're not actually losing a life at the time. Also, it bursts into doves when you lose it, which is something. I don't know. Whatever. First couple levels that I got here, pretty easy, which is nice because still being pretty inexperienced at this game, stocking up a couple lives to start with was definitely appreciated. It's the sort of thing where you really want to try to get as much HP lives for the final boss, well, for the boss of the world as possible, especially, you know, when you're first starting out here. You're not really going to know how to dodge or what exactly they're going to be doing regardless. Not that stopped me from getting one of the levels on the one of the worlds on the first try, which will be coming up soon. Not the next one, let me tell you. That was the one that took the longest out of all of them. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. In the meantime, this is an interesting little area. You don't quite precise button pressing action, but you don't actually need to get all of them, all of the individual blocks down there. You really only need one to get on top of. I was just being extra careful at that time because obviously losing one life, 3 lives, 2 lives in a bubble was not really doing me any favors here. Ugh, the worst. But anyway, this was not too bad of a world in general. I think I got through it okay. I'm not gonna say like it was. Again, I did get through one on my first try. This was definitely not that one. Let's just say that right now. I don't know if I mentioned last time, but each one of the little shortcuts to the worlds are all represented by a different astrological symbol. This one is Mars, and last time it was Jupiter. That has absolutely nothing to do with the entire game, with like anything that happens in the world or anything like that, but hey, it's kind of interesting. Ooh, this is a cool little concept. Not really used all that much in the overall game, where you get like that big zoom out sort of thing. It looks really awesome, and I would have really liked to have seen it more. I mean, it's a neat gimmick. The idea that it would be like zooming in or out as you continue on with the level, because it's really all just about, you know, hitting walls, and you're just increasing or decreasing the size of that. I can't imagine that it was particularly difficult for Team Coil to craft that level. Would have liked to have seen more of it. This one, I always called it the pool level, because it sort of looks like a pool ebbing and flowing. Not very difficult to do, but neat aesthetics, I'll give it that. Generally one that I can get the speedrun bonus in pretty consistently. The only really difficult part is that one on the side, and maybe the blocks up top if you're kind of trying to rush it a little too much. Anyway, the other thing in that last world with all the Space Invader guys, I would say that this one a little bit more of a theme than others. I mean, with the last world being a devilish, I don't know, slot machine. Maybe it was supposed to be like chance, all a bunch of random junk, but here at least like space invaders, all that sort of stuff. Cat planets, sure, why not? Kind of starting to like craft into something that might be explained a little bit later on. Who knows? Also, that last world there, for some reason, the first time I saw that, my brain just like split in half the second that I had to try to process what you need to do in that one. It was the easiest thing. You just kind of like go forward and then like swing around to get it, but I don't know. Of course. Too easy otherwise. It's always one of those little gotcha moments right at the start. Of course, if you're taking it slowly, in general, I would say you wouldn't have too much difficulty with this sort of level, but if you're trying to rush it like me, run directly into that wall the first time that I see it. Oh, well. Oh, this level. This was one of the ones that I think I might have gotten, like, once, but I think that here might be the first time you're actually going to see Elder Cat get some real usage. Because you're not only trying to deal with the fact that the level is moving around a whole lot, it's also those light balls around you. Ah, there he is.
Trouble getting ahead.
You know it.
I can transfer you to the next world.
Yeah, that's fine. 2 lives is almost nothing. I can deal with that easily. And this one's actually not too difficult. It's another one where... Well, first off, you might think that you were on the black part of the level, but no, you're actually on the blue part, which kind of screwed me up the first couple times that I got here. But a lot of this is just kind of, you know, wait, but then when you see your opportunity, get in there quick. Like, really loop around fast. Bam. Like that. I would say a nice little way to get a couple extra lives in PUSS here, compared to some of the levels. For example, the last one. Oh, well. Elder Cat can also say stuff like, I mean, he obviously says trouble getting ahead, but if you say no to him, he'll be like, hey, we're all counting on you, and sometimes he'll be like, well, come on, hurry up then. Hey, that guy has places to be. He's not here to help you save all of the worlds for all eternity here. He's got quite a long grocery list, and that's going to take a while to find out what's on sale and what's not. And here we go. A little bit of a culmination of the whole Space Invaders thing that I was talking about before. Kind of a weird thing. I mean, you know, it's such a retro game, as it were, to think that that's, like, what you want to base a boss around, but sure, why not? Yeah, not perfectly lined up together, so if you're fast enough... No. Yep. Meet the mothership. You know, it's the mothership because it literally has those words written on its head. Like, ridiculous. Cool looking boss, though. I want to say that its design is probably based off of the... Oh man, that was, I'm gonna be honest, that play right there was pretty embarrassing. I want to say its design and like what it does is kind of based off of Kirby 64. 02 looked very similar. Hey everybody, it's Chronicorn! Not to be confused with that bong you made out of antlers. Anyway, shoots out a whole bunch of... This is essentially, well, the Space Invaders. It's like you can see the top-down shooter inspiration coming in right here. Shoots out a bunch of waves of them, shoots them out on the side. Take out the ads, but other than that, just kind of try to focus on dodging here. You'll hit his little, I don't know, tentacles up there in due time, as long as you're in the basic area. But aside from that, this is Chronicorn's whole thing. Being the spawn of Kronos, or whatever they were implying with this guy, he has control over time, and indeed, that is exactly what he will do in normal levels. Occasionally you'll hear like a whinny, and then a clock power-up will come down and slow down the level for you. Obviously doing the exact same thing in this boss fight, making it much easier to dodge and get a few free hits in on some of the mothership's tentacles. Overall, I would say, if you got enough lives, not too difficult at all. Chronicorn's powers are pretty powerful. They help out a lot in this fight. And thankfully the mothership's patterns are not too difficult to deal with. So that's alright. Kind of make sure, I mean, it takes a lot of hits to get through the Space Invader wall, so kind of look out for that when he starts to get through there and hit up the spaces if possible. But yes, I was saying that this character, very similar to 02, with the wings, the tentacles, the one large eyeball. Would not surprise me at all if that was the sort of inspiration that they were going for. Definitely a very striking boss we've never seen that. That's Kirby 64 Crystal Shards final boss. Look for it. It's cool. Alright, with one tentacle left should... Unfortunately, all the little ads are kind of kicking me to the curb here, but I'm just about done, so should be able to nail this guy and get that key at 2 sweet. Really nice looking sprite they gave him, too. Too bad you can barely see it at all when you're actually playing the game. Alright, there we go. Here's another comparison. This is almost exactly what the original Zero did in Kirby's Dream Land 3, where he just kind of like turned into a single eyeball and chased you around like this. It's neat. Not too difficult to deal with, but the fact that you can see it kind of follows your mouse a little bit can make it a little bit tough. But hey, you got enough lives. You can get through there easily. Key 2 attained. Thanks, Chronicorn. And you can see with the weird little butt tattoo thing that I guess he's supposed to be a My Little Pony type of character? Man, I don't know. Whatever. This game is stupid. But also that fits entirely within the stupid aesthetic that they were going for. I think that the proof that he was also a My Little Pony character is from that model they gave him. Oh, thanks, Chronicorn. That's very nice. And while Chronicorn's abilities are pretty cool, I mean, slowing down levels obviously does make them a lot easier, they're not really the easiest to get to, mostly because you have to be waiting around in the level a little bit and then wait for the time power-up to actually fall down onto you. So if you're going quick enough, you're almost never going to see it. But if you're having a real hard time with a level and you can grab Chronicorn's blessing, it's definitely worthwhile. Another little bit of a Space Invader-y type themed level here. I don't think I even saw this one anywhere else, so I'm fairly certain it's specific to the Outerworld. Not too difficult, but again, another thing like the little usage of a 3D modeling stuff for the bottom of that one level. Yeah, this one very simple, not too difficult at all, but you just have to kind of. I don't even know why I went directly into that one square, but whatever, who cares? Yeah, you just gotta kind of watch out for the lasers more than anything. Otherwise, you're just kind of maneuvering around as per usual. In a little mazy type area. That was pretty close. That was even closer when I nearly got hit by the square. Oh well, by the time you get over to the right side, no problem at all. There we go. Yeah, motherships, the easiest way to counter them is just get as many lives. And then one more Space Invaders level to round out the episode here. Again, another one that's not very difficult, but I somehow made look very difficult with my poor play. Outerworld 7 with only 4 lives. Of course, there was no way that I was going to do this one. Oh, come on.
Stuck.
Hell, the cat, take me out of here. Take me out of this episode too. Good enough.